Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Ken with Fore Woodworks, and this is my daughter OMC, and today we're going to turn her very first pen. Let's do it. All right, so over here, I'm going to explain to you the parts of what we have to turn, okay? So right here we have our pen kit. This is a chrome slimline pen kit from Rockler. It's one of the basic pen kits. It's the first type of pen I turned when I started turning pens. This is a barrel trimmer. So this is what we'll use to clean out the top and bottom of our blank to make sure it's nice and flat and even before we put the blank on the lathe. This is the size drill bit we're going to use to drill out the piece of wood that you choose for the pen. This will get it set up to put these inserts in there, okay? This is what's called a live center, okay? So it's a live center because it turns like this. So this is a special type to use for turning pens. You don't have to use this, there's other options, but I have one of these and it seems to make it easier, so that's what I use. These are different pen bushings, okay? So let's talk about the metal ones first. The metal ones are what's used to use one at your front, one in the middle, and one at the back of your pen, or the top, middle, and bottom. And that gives you the actual size of what the pen blank should be at those parts when you're done with it. So obviously we're going to start out with a much thicker blank, and then we're going to turn it down to something smaller that matches up those parts at the top, middle, and bottom. That's so when we put our kit together, it's a seamless fit, okay? These are plastic bushings. So these are actually used for when you put finish on a pen, depending on what type of finish you use. If you use a CA, which is a super glue finish, the plastic doesn't stick to the bushing, or to the pen blank. If you use these metal bushings, I've had them stick before and I've had to pry them apart with like 2 sets of pliers, things like that. And then you have the option of pulling your finish away, and obviously you don't want that to happen. Finally, this is your pen mandrel. So this will go in the headstock of the lathe. This is actually what spins. Your blanks are on here with these bushings in between, and you can put that on to tighten. Since we're going to use this, we don't need this part. But that's basically everything we got besides our blank. Okay, so here's our blank we're using. My daughter picked a zebra wood blank. So I took out the 2 inserts and put them next to the blank. And what I want to show you here is we always need to make sure that the blank is a little bit longer than the 2 inserts or 1 insert that we're using. Some pens only have 1 insert depending on the type of pen that you're turning. So I told you to grab a marker. So what you want to do, I want you to grab that marker and I want you to put a line right in the middle of those 2 blanks, or of the 2 inserts rather, on the blank. There you go, perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that blank in half, and then we're gonna know that we have 2 right size pieces for the inserts, all right? Okay. All right, my daughter said she wanted to cut this herself with a handsaw. So I grabbed one of my saws and I'm gonna let her do it. I'm just gonna hold half of it with her. Go ahead, cut right down the center. Make sure you're on that blank line. There you go. There you go. Very good. Your arms tired?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they are. Okay, so there's your 2 blanks. So they're a little off size, but that's okay. Grab one of those blanks, the inserts rather. We'll just double check. I know this one will make it. This one, yeah, we're perfect. Good job. All right, one of the things I forgot to tell you earlier before we cut it is I always mark it, okay? So we made our initial red line here because that's where we cut it. I want you to put a 1 and a 2 right on there. 1 on that side, 2 on that side. Okay, it kind of doesn't matter now because we already cut it and we have our inserts in there and everything else. But the reason we initially do this before we cut it is you see how the grain lines up? So we always want to try to match that grain up when we put it on the lathe to turn. That way when it comes out, you know, it's still kind of, the grain will match up and it'll usually look better. So that's something I forgot to tell you earlier. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put our chuck on. Come on over here. Put it on there. Okay, I'm holding this for you. Hold it underneath because it's heavy. Make sure you got it on there right. Keep spinning. Okay, very good. Grab the drill chuck. You're gonna put it in the tailstock. Go ahead, slide it in there and start turning. Hold on to it and start turning your handle on the right. There you go. Keep turning that, see how it's going in farther. Keep turning it until it starts popping out. Okay, very good, that's cool. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put in our drill bit that we need, okay? So the way this works, can you see this? Okay, this is your key for your chuck. This is a chuck, that's a chuck. A lot of chucks around these parts. Okay, so we just turn this until it gets tightened up in there. Okay. Just go to all three parts, tighten it. Okay, I got that, good to go. So these jaws that we put on here off camera, these are for grabbing pen blanks or other square stock, okay? So you see how I'm doing this? I got it right in there, and I'm just tightening it up. Okay, and you always want to tighten both sides of your chuck. All right, I'm going to do this with you. I want you to take your hand and hold it right here. This is not going to spin, okay? The piece of wood is going to spin. You got it? Okay, I got it turned down. Okay, and you're going to take this and slowly advance it, okay? Stay holding on to here. Go ahead, see how it's drilling it out? Go ahead, nice and slow like that. Keep going. Okay, now back it out a little bit. The reason you want to do that is because you want to let some of that shaving come out of there. Okay, now go back forward again. There you go. Feel it. You could also see it technically. Okay. Turn the lathe off. All set. We'll switch it out and we'll get our other blank on there and do the same thing. Now I'm going to show you something. There's a lot of different ways to drill your blanks to get your insert in there. The reason I like doing it on the lathe though is because it centers it up real well. When you use those chuck jaws, it really helps out a lot. Cool. Okay, now that we got our blank set, we need to glue them in. All right, so we're going to use some super glue for this, okay? Now, I buy these blanks separate because they're already scuffed up, but the blanks, I keep calling them blanks, I'm sorry, the inserts, I buy the inserts separately. The inserts that usually come in the kits are usually not scuffed up, they're usually real smooth. So you would take some sandpaper and scuff them up a little bit. What that does is it gives places for the glue to go and it helps it adhere and stay in the blank. But since these are already scuffed up, we're good to go, okay? So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do the first one, I'm gonna let you do the second one, okay? So we take our super glue, we'll put it on there, okay? Then I just kind of spin it around. So it goes around it, okay? And take one of our blanks and we turn it as we go in, okay? Turn it as we go in. Then we make sure it's at least all the way in there, okay? See, it's just stuck in there on the other side. And it's good to go on there, okay? So now I'll let that sit overnight. All right, come on, you do the second one. Grab the blank, grab it from one side, okay? Take your super glue, put it on there. Gonna go all the way down. Don't be shy with it, there you go, okay? Yep, spin it around. There you go. Okay, grab your pen blank. Oh, we did that one, do this one. Okay, and remember, you're gonna spin it, going slowly. Yep. Spin it as you get it in there. There you go, good job. Push it down, just make sure it's seated in there. Flip it over, let's look at the other side. Yep, this is the one that's a little bit bigger. Good to go, good job. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna trim our sides with the barrel trimmer. So I put it in a drill, okay? And you see there's a little bit recessed in there. So what we need to do is we need to cut this down, and this will also clean out if there's any glue stuck in the actual insert, okay? So I just hold it, I do like this. We just repeat that with all 4 sides, but you can see how it's nice and even. We got a nice flat surface to start, okay? We'll do that to the other side and then we'll move on to the lathe. All right, now we're gonna set up the lathe. We got our pieces. So come here, I'm gonna show you what to do. So remember, this is our live center. So this goes in the tailstock. This is tailstock, that's headstock. Go ahead, put it in there. Okay, and remember, pop this out a little bit. There you go. Make sure it's tight in there, remember? Okay, that's cool. Put this in the headstock. Okay, make sure it's in there, that's cool. Okay, let me get, go ahead, go get our blanks. Now, do you remember how I said these bushings went, where they went? Do you remember what I said? What's that?
Top, middle, bottom.
Okay, so put one in there. Slide it all the way. Okay, that's fine. Now put our number 1 piece in there, the direction it's supposed to go. Line it up because, like you pointed out, I didn't tell you to put a bottom on there, so good job. Okay, go ahead, slide it on there. There we go. Put your second bushing, that's for your middle. Put your other blank on there. Okay, very good. And yeah, you wanted to make sure they're lined up pretty good like that. Put your third bushing on there. Okay, now you're gonna slide the tailstock into there, okay? There you go. Clamp it down, okay? Now you're gonna turn this and tighten it up. Does it feel tight? Okay, tighten it up just a little bit. Go ahead, tighten up the tailstock, or the, I should say the quill. Tailstock quill. Okay. Now, you feel this? It's locked, right? So do you remember how to unlock that? Good job. Now we always check. So the reason I did that is because even though I've never done it before, if you go to turn it on when it's locked, you're gonna hear a really loud squealy noise that you're not gonna like very much probably. So we just check, make sure that's good. Now we're gonna set up our tool rest, okay? Now, what did I tell you about the tool rest? Where do you want the tool to meet the piece? Remember what I said? So you want your tool, we're using carbide, I told you. So you want your tool to meet right in the middle of that piece of wood, right? Okay, go get the tool we're gonna use. It's right over there. Okay, and do you remember how I told you it has to sit on here? Yes, very good, nice and flat. Go ahead, hold it up on there. So we're gonna measure, does that look to be in the middle? Go ahead, you can touch it, nothing's gonna happen. Seems to be in the center, right? So I'd say that's pretty good. So I think the height of our tool rest is good, okay? Take the tool off. Now you wanna get close to the piece, okay? But you gotta give yourself a little bit of room to get the tool on there, okay? So I just give a little bit of room. Go ahead, put the tool back on there. See, it gives you enough room for it to sit, and then we'll start turning, okay? All right, before we start, I'm gonna back up. We double check, make sure everything is tight, okay? This is spinning freely. We've got our tool rest locked, okay? Our height adjustment locked, our banjo locked. We have our tailstock quill locked, and we have our actual tailstock locked down, so nothing's gonna move while we're spinning, okay? All right, let's get suited up, get our face shield on, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, we've double checked everything. Everything is tight. We got our safety gear on. I talked to you earlier about reverse and forward. Obviously you wanna go forward because we're gonna turn. All right, I got it set up on the middle spindle. Let's turn it on. That's at 1. I'm gonna go up to the higher speed, okay? Okay. Get into position, but don't touch it yet. I'm gonna go with you for your first time, okay? Remember to keep the tool in by your body, okay? Spread your legs out a little bit. Remember there's a part here of the lathe, okay? We're gonna set it right on here. You ready? Okay. So the first thing we wanna do is we wanna just make it round, okay? So we're just gonna keep going back and forth on this for a while, because it'll take a little while to make it round. We'll make it round first, and then we'll shape it. Okay, you good? You holding good over here? Okay. I'm gonna let go just up here, okay? Okay. Because I want you to get the feel of what it's like to do it. I'm really proud of you. Okay, let's leave that like that for now. Okay, you give your arms a rest. Okay, turn it off. Okay, you can see. Go ahead, spin that for me a little bit. See, we got it pretty close. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. So as we start to shape this, once we get this shape down, you can stop spinning. Once we get this shape down, we'll get the exact fit when we sand, and that'll get the last little bit of it off, okay? Good deal. Okay, we'll switch to a little bit of a smaller tool for you. Might be a little bit easier in your hands because you're a little smaller than I am. So same thing, keep it nice and even like we spoke about, and start nibbling off at the sides. Just hold the tool tightly. Use your left hand to mark where you're stopping, okay? Start out with a nice easy cut. let's check that out. Those are some really nice cuts. Look at that. Feel how smooth you made that. See? I could tell those cuts were really good. And this is a really finicky wood too, especially for turning, okay? How do you like that? You like it? Slay, bro. Okay, so now we're gonna sand. I got the dust collector on. We're all set up here. So we sand on the lathe, but what we do when we sand is we turn the speed down much farther, okay? So I'm gonna lower this down to the lowest setting, okay? We're gonna fire it up, and what we're gonna do is we sand underneath because it's coming toward us, right? So you wanna sand under here. I'll start by showing you how I sand, okay? So we're gonna start with 80 grit, okay? Got the lathe on, and I go under here, just like this. Okay, we've sanded from 80 through 600. We elected to stop there. Everything's nice and smooth. And we're talking about finish. We're gonna go with this Hut PPP Perfect Pen Polish finish for our first pen here with me and my little OMC. So the way we do this is there's two different color sticks. There's a light bar and there's a dark bar. It says right on here. Step 2 is the cream color. Step 1 is the brown color, okay? So we're gonna start with the brown color, and what we do, turn the lathe on, and what we do first is we just get a coating of this. So you could already see where it's kind of coating on, right? Mm-hmm. So we get a good coating of this on here. Don't be shy with it. Make sure we get a good coat on there. And we'll do both sides. I love the way this stuff smells. You can already smell it. Okay. All right, so we got a good coating on it, right? Now what we're gonna do, we have to melt it. So we're gonna hold it on here and it builds up heat and it actually melts it right on there and gives it a good protective coating and a good satin to partially glossy finish, okay? So turn the lathe all the way up. Okay, and you'll see it start to change color. See it? Mm-hmm. See how it's changing color as it melts? See, I'm just following it all the way through. Melting right on there. Look at that compared to that one, right? Okay, you want to try? Okay. Now, if it catches for any reason, which it shouldn't, just let it rip right out of your hand, okay? You're going to come like this, hold it with your left hand, and you're going to hold it up, good pressure with your right hand underneath it, okay? And start over here, and just keep holding it, see it's building, okay? Slowly start moving to the right. Yep, keep your pressure up. Keep moving to your right a little bit. Try to, keep it on there because we need to keep that heat going, okay? You're doing great. Keep it going. Keep moving all the way to the right. Keep the pressure up on those fingers. Okay, move back to the left a little bit. There you go. You're evening that out. Yep. Spend time right there. You can see it, right? Yep. Keep the pressure up. Okay, go back the other way with it. Make sure you got all the spots in there. Okay, stop there. Turn the lathe off. Look at that beautiful pen blink. Feel how hot that is. It's beautiful. Look at this. Beautiful, nice, good protective surface, right? Okay, turn the lathe down. Okay, brown colored bar is number 2. No, that was number 1. Cream colored bar is number 2. Turn the lathe on. Okay, I'm gonna let you get it going. I don't even see myself doing anything. Okay, fire it down. There you go, baby. So warm, right? Feel how hot that is. Don't stay on there, but it's hot. Yeah, pretty nice, huh? Look at how this grain matches up. So now, next stop will be assembly. So now when we assemble it, we gotta make sure we keep the grain in order so that it matches up nice. Good deal? All right, we got everything all set up. So now let's take our blanks off the lathe, okay? First thing we're gonna do, loosen this. So you push it down. Can you get it? I tightened it pretty good. Okay, there you go. That's loose. Okay, and now you can rewind that. Nope, turn. Which way? Toward the front. There you go. There you go, muscles. Okay, loosen the tailstock. Up toward you. Okay, pull it back. Okay, now we slowly take off piece by piece. Take your bushing off. There you go. You can hand me the bushing. Okay. There you go. Yeah, sometimes you gotta twist them. This is where, remember, we also have the plastic bushings. If we would have done a super glue finish, we would have switched over to the plastic bushings. Go ahead, it'll come out. All right, I'm just gonna put these back on here for now. And she kicks it. All right, so we're here. Let's open our kit up. Okay, let's see all the parts we got. OMC decided to go with the black slimline. I initially had out a chrome, but I think the black's gonna look way better with this. Okay, you can set the blanks down if you want. You can set them right on there if you're worried about them. Okay, so here's our tubes, but we used our all other tubes, so that's fine. Open up all these little baggies, okay? Get all the little parts there. There you go. Gotta be a little careful with this one. This one I'll open up with the baggie. Come on, you can do it. Okay, there we go. That's just the nib from the pen, that's fine. Okay. Now, got all our parts here, okay? Got our collar, our clip. This is our top part. This is obviously the bottom part, and this is our pen mechanism. This is the part that actually spins. This is actually our cartridge, I should say, okay? So we're gonna use all this, and we're gonna use our pen press here to assemble everything, okay? Okay, for the sake of the video, I paused to get out the directions. So when you get a kit, every kit's a little different, but fairly similar. So we're just gonna go through these directions, A through E, and I will read them as I go. So step A is press the tip into the front tube, okay? So the tip is this, and here's the front tube. So this is gonna get pressed in here, just like this. And actually this one I can almost get just with my fingers. So we'll use our press here. I'm gonna have to put this out a little bit more. See what we got. Here we go. Okay, then I'm gonna take this and press this right in there. Okay, very good. I got the thumbs up from the sideline, so everything looks pretty good. Okay, very good. Okay, B is press the twist mechanism, which is this. Press the twist mechanism brass end first into the opposite end of the same tube, usually to the indentation mark. Don't press too far in. So what that means is we're going to take this, put this in the back here, up to about that indentation mark, okay? I'm going to have to back this up again. Let's get this set up in here. Okay. I'm probably blocking the camera. Go ahead, start pushing that in for me, okay? It's hard. Okay, go slow. Okay, I'm holding it even. Keep going. Good. Okay. So it might be a little hard to see, but I got it right into that indentation mark. Okay. C, slide the band over the exposed mechanism. Okay. So this is our band. It's our little spacer part. Okay. We're going to slide that in right in there. Good to go. D, press cap into the clip, then into the rear tube. Clip can be left off if desired. You want to use a clip though? I like using the clip myself. So we're putting the cap in the clip. If I can. Technical difficulties here, stand by. Well, I'm certainly having an issue there. There we go. That took me long enough. Okay, so now I need the top of the rear piece, okay? So that's the top, you sure?
That's like the end, yeah.
Okay. So now, sometimes when I make pens, you've got to kind of bend this custom depending on the shape you make here. But I think this one's going to work pretty well, okay? So I'm going to loosen this up again. This would help if I actually had it mounted to here, but this is my first time using this press. I got this from my friend Lee, so let's go a little farther. I'm gonna back that up. Okay, I got that tightened. Okay, go ahead, start pressing in. We're gonna go slow. Go ahead. Can you get it? Keep going, keep going. There you go. Great job. Look at that. That fits beautifully in there. That's a really nice fit. Trying to get it on camera. Okay, now for step E, push the two halves together, aligning grain as desired. Pen is operated by twisting the halves in opposite directions, blah, 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 blah. How did we forget a step? Did I miss something here? No, it actually doesn't say anything about putting the refill in there. So, yep. So anyway, so what I'm going to do before I push the two halves together is I'm going to pop the refill in here, okay? So you put it in there, it just turns right like that, and it will stop. And as you can see, that's how it works, okay? So now we need to line up this grain, okay? So I got the two dark parts of the grain, and this should just push together pretty good. And there's our pen. Just like that. And now, something to keep in mind, if you want to move this to one side or the other, which I think may be a good idea to maybe move it over here, we should be able to do that pretty easily. Yep. Just like that. And it doesn't hurt the pen or anything else. All right. So there is your very first pen. Go ahead. Great job. Very proud of you. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Knee slapper.
It's gonna be like, boop.
Should we do that?
Yeah. Bye bye.
All right, come on.
My knee.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Ken with fore Woodworks, and this is my daughter, OMC. Today we're gonna... All right.
You look like a tomato.
We can do it. I look like a tomato?